My name is Varun and I welcome you to Zoho Finance Masterclass. Today we'll be talking about MTD in brief and how using Zoho Books you can manage your businesses and make it MTD ready. Today's webinar is in continuation with the topics that we have covered in the past. So first thing first, we'll talk about Zoho Finance Suite. It's a collection of 6 different financial tools using which you can manage your business's back office operations. And the focus today is on Zoho Books, which is a cloud accounting application. With Zoho Books, you can stay on top of your finances, manage receivables and payables. At the same time, you can also track your inventory and expenses. You can do banking and also generate financial reports. So that's about Zoho Books. Here's a quick look at the course structure that we have followed. We started up with setting up of opening balances. Then we spoke about customizing templates, streamlining sales and purchases. Then we covered banking within books. And today we'll be talking about MTD in Zoho Books. So what is MTD? MTD, which also stands for Making Tax Digital, is all about making tax administration more effective, more efficient, and easy for taxpayers through the implementation of a fully digital tax system. With MTD, HMRC also aims at providing a real time tax system using which businesses are expected to update tax authorities periodically. So that's about the introduction of MTD. Now, quickly we'll talk about the benefits, like why was it introduced in the first place? First, it gives you real time tax visibility because now you have a single digital account through which you can monitor all your taxes. Next, it saves time. Again, since you have everything digital, you don't have to do it manually, run back and forth, and get things from your accountant. Hassle free, yes, of course, because it's all digital again, so you don't have to manage paper trails. And efficient planning, since you have all your tax liabilities listed in your account, you know how much money you'll be owing in next few days. So yes, that's the chapter number 12 for us, getting MTD ready with Zoho Books. The agenda for the day is getting around VAT settings, creating transactions, handling VAT adjustments, reporting, and compliance. So these are the 4 topics that we'll be covering today. I'll be moving between the presentation deck and also the demo account because I think I'll be in a better position to sell you this idea of using Zoho Books for MTD if you have a proper look at the demo. So the first topic is getting around VAT settings. For that, it's very simple. So this is the dashboard of Zoho Books. As you can see, it has everything that you need to get a top level idea about how your business is faring. So we have receivables, we have payables, we have cash flow. We show you the income and expenses, and we also show you the banks to which you are connected. On the left hand side, you have all the modules in Zoho Books: contacts, items, banking, sales, purchases, timesheet, accounting, and reports. So that's about the introduction of Zoho Books in real time. To do the settings, you have to click on settings and go to VAT. Under VAT, you'll be redirected to VAT settings by default, where you have to enter the basic details about your VAT registration. That starts with the registration number, the accounting basis. If you're doing international trade, choose the first option. If you're selling a digital service, then you have to register for VAT MOS. And if you're using flat rate accounting scheme, then please choose the third option. Then you have to define the VAT return settings. You have to go with the reporting period. It can be quarterly or it can be monthly based on your business requirements. And then from when you want to generate the first VAT return, and you have to also choose the VAT period group. Now we talk about the VAT rates. So by default, Zoho Books populates the most popular VAT rates. So we have the reduced rate, we have the standard rate, and we have the zero rate. On top of that, if you have any customer or if you have any suppliers from EU region, you can define the VAT rates for them as well. So for instance, we have the VAT Czech, VAT France, VAT Hungary, and VAT Italy here. So once you have the VAT rates, you are all set. But before that, we should also go to the contacts module. So under the contacts module, you have your customers and vendors. For each of these contacts, you have to give the necessary VAT treatment here. For instance, we have Robbie Fowler, who is from United Kingdom. When you check Mr. Robbie Fowler's profile, you can see that the VAT treatment applied here is United Kingdom and the currency code is British Pound. That is very important for you to have the currency code in place for all your customers and suppliers because Zoho Books is a multi-currency supporting accounting package. So your invoices are generated in the currency of your customer, but then it gets recorded in your base currency for easy accounting purpose. Then we have another customer who is based out of Europe, Czech to be more precise. He is EU VAT registered. He has a VAT ID number as well, and the currency here is Euro. Then we have Mrs. Morgana Milani. She is from Italy. She is EU non-VAT registered and she doesn't have a VAT number. And lastly, it's Varun Singh, who is outside Europe, so there is no VAT treatment applicable in my case. So as you can see, based on customer's location, different VAT rates will be applied, and this I'll explain you in the next couple of slides. I'll quickly talk about the vendors as well. So we have 4 vendors in this dummy account. As you can see, Daisy Watkins is from United Kingdom. I click on her details, and the VAT treatment applied here is United Kingdom and with a VAT ID. Then we have one customer who is from Europe. He is EU non-VAT registered, so accordingly my taxes should be applied at the time of creating invoices or bills. And then lastly we have Gyan Singh, who is based out of India. So whenever I'm purchasing anything from Mr. Gyan Singh, I have to take that into account that he is not from European Union. So that's it with the settings part. I'm done with the first topic. I move to the second topic, which is creating sales and purchase transactions in Zoho Books. So for that, I click on the sales model and go to invoices. So as to save time, I've already created few invoices. I'll just show you the invoices and the tax treatment which is applicable here. First thing first, we'll start with the customer who is based out of UK. So Mr. Robbie Fowler, is it? Oh yeah. So Mr. Robbie Fowler is based out of UK, and when I click on edit, as you can see, the VAT treatment is United Kingdom, and the standard rates are applicable here. So it can be 20%, it can be 5% or 0% based on the good that you're selling. Simply click on save and send. A link will be sent to your customer to make the payment. Again, going back to invoices, we'll take a customer who's based out of Czech Republic. So this particular customer is actually VAT registered. So in case of VAT registered customers out of European Union, zero rate is applicable. Instead of zero rate, if you try putting something else, so we'll show the error message to you, standard rate. When I click on save and send, let's say it says test 1 as the reason why we are changing the tax rate, I get the error message. Then we talk about the customer who is non-VAT registered. Where is Morgana Filani? And Mrs. Morgana Milani is here. So Mrs. Morgana Milani is EU non-VAT registered. As you can see, in this particular case, we have to apply the VAT which is applicable in her country. So we get VAT Italy 22% on this particular invoice, and then it gets recorded in Zoho Books. And lastly, we talk about Varun Singh. So Varun is a customer based out of India. Obviously, all the VAT rules of UK and Europe are not applicable on Varun. So in that case, you cannot charge any taxes here, but then obviously you have to. So we'll take that into account in the next point that I'll be covering, that is doing adjustments in Zoho Books. So that's about handling your sales transaction in books so as to cover VAT information accurately. Now we'll go to the purchase modules. We go to the bills tab. Under bills, I already have 3 bills. One of a supplier who is from United Kingdom, one from European Union, and one from India. So when I click on Miss Daisy Watkins, so as you can see, standard UK rates are applied. Then the next one, who is basically from European Union, again the standard rates are applied over here. And lastly, we have Gyan Singh, who is from India. Obviously, your standard rates of European Union or United Kingdom cannot be applied here. So that's why we have to make an adjustment for that, and that adjustment topic will be covered in the next slide. But then as you can see, more importantly, there is no tax which is applied to this particular bill. So that's it with the second topic as well. We are done with creating transactions. A quick recap, you can do it for sales transaction and you can do it for purchase transactions. We have 4 different scenarios. A customer from UK, all your standard rates will be applicable. Then we have a registered customer, so zero rate has to be selected by default. And then you have EU non-registered customer, which was Milani in our case. So as you can see, you have to apply the VAT rate which is applicable in her country. Then we have a customer who is based out of Europe. In that case, no tax rate has to be entered. Then we talk about the purchase side of things. We have a UK vendor, so standard rates are applicable. We have suppliers from European Union. Again, those standard rates are applicable. And lastly, for suppliers outside Europe, you don't have to charge any VAT here, but then you have to record it using the manual adjustments that we offer. So we now move to the third topic, which is handling VAT adjustments. For that, you have to go to the Accountants tab. You have manual journals here. Under manual journals, I've already created one adjustment. So in case when you're purchasing something from India, in that case, you have to basically give import VAT to the HMRC. So you can make a record of that using Zoho Books manual journals. Simply add input VAT as the account here, put it under debits, and then you can say the account from which you're making the payment. In this case, it is petty cash. So you can enter 70 years, so it basically matches. And this is how you keep a record of the import VAT. So whatever transactions you make via manual journals, they'll be automatically pushed into your VAT returns report, which is also our fourth topic. So here we are talking about reporting and compliance. So with books, you have 40 plus reports that can help you manage your business's operations, right from financial reports to reports which are very specific to taxes and also sales reports. So under taxes, we have VAT returns, VAT calculation summary, VAT MOS, and we also have something called an EC sales list. So when you click on VAT returns, the first thing that you see is a list of all the VAT returns that you have done till date. So here in this particular case, it shows me one single line item, which also says unfilled. So when you click on this particular transaction, it will show you all the tax returns or the invoices that were generated during that particular time period. So this particular format actually follows the format which is there in HMRC's online VAT return filing form. You have different boxes here. Based on all the invoices and the bills that you have in Zoho Books, we have populated the data. It's 100% accurate. And when you click on it, you see all the invoices listed here and the amount, the VAT amount. So simply pick and choose the numbers from here and you can put it in the HMRC online form, and then you have to file your returns. Once you're done filing your returns, you'll have a date, basically the date on which you file your returns. Simply enter the filing date here, and when you click on mark as filed, you'll enter the filing date here, and then next time when you go to this screen, it will show as filed, and then you can create the VAT returns for the next period, that is between April and June. So that's how you use this report. Again, I'll go back to the report section. We have something called this EC sales list. So all the transactions that you do with your customers and suppliers from European Union are listed under this particular report. Click on it and you can go through the invoice that has contributed to that number. Then we have VAT calculation summary. Again, it has the same information which is needed in your VAT return filing form. When you click on it, it gives the individual breakdown, right from what VAT rate was applicable to it, the net amount, the VAT amount, and the total. So you can simply pick and choose from here. Once you're okay with the numbers, simply take the numbers from here and put it in the VAT return filing form, and then you can file your returns. And lastly, we have the VAT MOS report. So if you are selling any digital service, in that case, all the transactions will be listed under the VAT MOS report. So in this case, I did one transaction with a customer from Italy. When I click on it, it will show me the invoice for that. So basically, you can consolidate everything based on the member state of consumption. So basically, all the countries will be listed on the left-hand column, and then you have the VAT rates which was applied to that particular customer and the country. So that's how intuitive it is. As you can see, based on whatever data you have in books, Zoho Books automatically calculates your tax liabilities. It keeps you ahead of time. It definitely eliminates your paper trails and makes you MTD ready. So with this, I'm done with the webinar. In case if you have questions pertaining to MTD, feel free to drop us a mail. My support ID is support@zohobooks.com. You can also chat with us using the live chat feature on our webpage. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead, and I hope you'll be MTD ready with Zoho Books. Thank you.